there's a lot of things, in my personal opinion, the older generation messed up and screwed up on. Like, I always get heat about it. I always tell folks this. I think the Civil Rights Act was one of the worst things we've ever done as, you want to say, black folks in history, because we're still fighting the same stuff that we.
Same shit.
Now, here's my thing. My thing I told folks, what we should have done is been like, no, we ain't taking this. We want this. We want blacks only.
That's my point.
Black, when we say African American, we want black.
And that's what Malcolm X was trying to do. Malcolm X was trying to do that because him and Martin Luther King was at odds. And it wasn't necessarily like they hated each other. It was basically like how we are now. I'm coming from the standpoint, no, we need to. I can see us back then having the same conversation. No, let's go out there and fuck shit up. And y'all like, oh, well, let's try it this way. And so I go over there, y'all go over there. And years later, we're looking like, damn, we might have should have did it that way.
Well, I used to say this because people ask me, they're like, because as a kid growing up, I loved Martin Luther King. And I say I dislike him now, but I loved Martin Luther King growing up. And I didn't care for Malcolm X. As I got older, I'm like, nah, man, Malcolm X was right, 100%.
Right, yeah.
Martin Luther King was the one that was walking asleep, and low key, Martin Luther King started waking up at the end of his life. He started making.
But he was living a lie too. Huh? He was living a lie too. They had him on tape, fucking all kind of bitches. He was living a lie too, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, none of these people be living how they say they be living. Martin Luther King had side bitches all over them. They had him dead to rights. Like Lyndon Johnson and J. Edgar Hoover, they had him on tape. He was banging his whole congregation, bro.
So I heard. I mean, I don't know.
That's fact.
That's a fact. Yeah,
that's fact. Yeah. No, that's fact, bro.
I got.
See what I'm saying?
No.
See what I'm saying? So with his moral code might have stopped at the civil rights.
So no, to me, I don't think it does renege all the good work that he did. No, not at all. I just think it's kind of what Kenny was hinting at. We all have flaws, and that I do agree in, because nobody can sit here and say you're perfect. That's what I was telling Anthony earlier. If everything that you do came out to light, is everybody gonna look at it and say, oh yeah, he's a perfect, righteous person? Not like none of us could say that. Now, the most Christian of the Christians can't say, oh yeah, I'm totally righteous. We all have our flaws. We all have our things. So I don't think that takes away from it.
Right.
But at the same
it took away a little. It was a punch in the gut for Anthony a little bit. He's like, damn, I seen it on his face. Man, was he really doing that?
I know Martin Luther King wasn't perfect. I mean, because there's a lot of things. I mean, now if you had said this 15 years ago, yeah, I've been really hurt. But I did hear rumors about it. I didn't know how true it is and everything like that. But to me, like, I held Martin Luther King at this crazy high guard. But then it's like, Martin, man, you were in the right spot, but you were doing things wrong. Because Malcolm X was the one that was the real one that was. Because at the end of the day, like, if you really listen to what Malcolm X was talking about, a lot of things, he never broke a law. He was within his rights. He was demanding things, the same thing like that white folks were, the same rights that white folks had. It's like, bro, you can't come up in here, thinking like you can't come up in here, invade my house, and I can't shoot you. If you come up here, and I'll be dead honest, somebody come up, put their hands on me, I'll be straight dead honest. I'll put my hands on you real quick. Y'all know how I am. So there are certain things like I do agree, like.
But see, AB. Now other Christians might say, well, no, that's not the right way to go. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like other people be like, nah, even though they put their hands on you, still got to rise above it. That's what they tell us. That's what they've been teaching us since we was kids.
But see,
rise above it.
I think that's where, like, especially with a lot of Christians, I think, this is me personally, our parents and before them, you got to think of it, man. They were taught, their grandparents taught them that stuff. What was, like, most of their grandparents, where were their grandparents? Their parents were former slaves.
He's our way there. And every group done passed us. And we sitting around there. Oh, let's sit around and have prayer warriors. Like, come on, bro.
Now that's a good point, because you're right. How many oppressed people have passed by us, and we still asking for the same thing we was asking for way back then?
Yeah, we asking for crumbs still, and they giving us crumbs too.
No, I agree.
That's a fact. A fact.
And we sitting up there being nice. I'm like, bro, the other groups ain't got no moral code. When we say, like we'll complain about, what happened to? I thought y'all was just fighting for equality. No, motherfucker, that's how they They tricked us to do that. They want the whole thing. Like feminism, all that. They want the whole thing. LGBT, they want and we want. Oh, let's equality. No, fuck that. Let's kick the goddamn door. Who gonna stop black folks if we really band it together? Who the fuck gonna stop us?
I agree.
Let's be clear here. Like, let's be honest here.
But I think,
but we won't. You know why? Because we hate each other. We've been taught to hate each other, so we won't even band together to do it.
You're going deep with it now.
Huh?
No, I'm just saying he going deep with it now. And Rob got a good point too. He said the one thing that all those other groups got that we don't have is white people in them.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. And you gotta think of it like the way for us black folks, I don't compare us to, if you want to say Jews or Latinos or gays, LGBTQ. You gotta think of it like our history, and like we were literally groomed and programmed a certain way. You gotta think of this. You talking about 300-400 years of grooming us mentally, mentally brainwashing us, all that stuff. But then,
we got people trying to break that cycle, and y'all still saying, well, let's just do it this way. See what I'm saying? This is what's holding us back. Meanwhile, those other communities like, yeah, you're right. Fuck that. Let's kick this shit in.
Well, now,